Glitch Productions has been on a roll in the indie animation sphere, making hit after hit after hit, and I've hardly been a part of any of that. Yeah, I've only watched the first season of Meta Runner, the first episode of Sunset Paradise, and none whatsoever on Murder Drones. Does SMG4 count? I don't think it counts. So, with this pilot being all the rage and me not having a life, I decided, why not? And oh boy, I'm glad I did! The Amazing Digital Circus, or Tech, takes this idea of a bunch of people getting stuck in a digital world and rolls with it. So basically, if Sword Art Online was good, I think this first episode does a good job in explaining the setting while also leaving a ton of things to interpretation. In its essence, it's pretty much you're stuck here after you put on a headset, now you got no memories, you have a new name, and this is your life now. I love how we just sort of vibe with these characters instead of kickstarting this grand plot right away, because it really helps to make me love these goobers. Like, you have no idea. I really like these characters. Everyone just hits a charm that I can't help but smile to. To anxiety-ridden Pomni, to the Raggedy Ann looking fella over here, to Straight Man, to Jax, who's literally the best worst person ever. Some people say that he's annoying, but I like to call those who say that wrong. And weak-willed. And also, he's funny. Which, if you are in the internet, you know how easily you can get away with stuff if you're funny. And sexy, apparently. But my personal favorites gotta be these two right here. Kanger is a really funny character, and I love the vibe they give off. He actually seems pretty friendly, he's just not mentally well. And Gangle, she's just a precious little baby. She needs protection from him. Because of that, I cannot forgive him, and I will have to issue a warrant for his arrest.
You bet your sweet Bippy I did!
But the most interesting character out of the bunch is surprisingly King, the digital host of the server, and it's mainly due to the subtext surrounding him. Though, like everyone else, he's also really funny and charming, especially when paired with Unhinged and Carnage over here, like Jesus. In fact, that's one aspect that I think serves this pilot justice, and that's intrigue. The plot is pretty straightforward in establishing the setting and the main rules of this universe, but it's reading between the lines that creates some interesting implications. Like, what was Pomni doing with a headset to begin with? How many people have been stuck here? Is this like some sort of accident? Or is there something behind it all, like an entity or a corporation? Hell, even Kane's alliance is put into question because unlike other mastermind or head honcho characters, it's hard to tell if he's truly evil or good. It's ambiguous, and I kinda like that. If I could make a comparison, it really does give off the vibes of one, where the host might not mean direct harm, but at the same time, they're both super irresponsible to the point that I wouldn't really call them good either. Also, never watch One, that show will you up so bad, I swear to God. Like, Kane is the reason why Kaufmo, an inhabitant of the circus, to abstract a dude to being aware of an exit door that ultimately ended up nowhere. But Kane doesn't seem to want to cause direct harm to the people here, and even prevents them from going to places where we don't know where it leads. Is death? Afterlife? I don't know. Those aspects worked really well here because it's the viewer's choice on whether or not they want to engage with those subtle clues and implications. But if they don't want to, that's fine. Maybe I don't want to hear about the relationship of the Bible and the Amazing Digital Circus. Instead, we could just enjoy the episode as the surreal dark comedy that it is. And a lot of the jokes just land, since it does have a good balance of visual and personality-based comedy. Is it as funny as the classics, though? Why the hell are you asking that? This is the pilot to an internet series. I don't think you're gonna get that quality, but this is still impressive either way, guys. Come on. It's funny. It's a good jumping pad. And man, that presentation! Do you guys remember when the most famous internet shows looked like this? Man, we've come a long way since then. Outside of the obviously good renders, like they probably got more than 4 computers rendering this stuff, there's just a ton to admire. The character designs, top notch. They're super varied yet say enough to show what each character is about. Like, this is the definition of neurotic right here. Plus, each character has that little touch that pushes this show along to make it a visual treat. Like the main Circus tend to contrast it with some of the more off-putting horror-based stuff, or Jax never opening his mouth when he speaks, or despite Kane being one half of the Rooster Teeth logo, is able to be super expressive with his movements and even face? Is that a face? Yeah, it's face. And they sure to make use of this being a digital world instead of just being a different universe or a plane of reality, with things being censored, things clipping to the ground like Gmod and glitching. It works pretty well. It gives it a nice spice. It makes me feel that I'm trapped in a digital hellscape. Well, not everything here is top tier. Like, I think I need more episodes before I determine if some characters are good. Because while there are some straight men here to balance from the absurdity, we don't see as much of them compared to the really fun characters. But hey, potential. Also, I don't know if all the horror works super well. Like, it captures the absurdity and the comedic aspects pretty well. But I feel like the show could have pushed the horror elements a bit further to create a more jarring experience, which I feel was the point, you know, super light and colorful stuff contrasting to what the hell is that? Some stuff works better than others, but things like Kafumo's reveal I feel could have been played a bit slower and maybe even without music to push the unsettling aspect, before punching back with the fact that this is again a really dumb world. This scene with Pomni worked well because there was a decent amount of build-up before it getting more off-putting and strange. And it was effective. I genuinely just felt off-putted by this. In fact, the whole thing with Kafumo I feel is kind of missed potential. Made me wish that they committed to the bit of Kafumo being a main character, like them making a whole animated teaser for him like everyone else got, and then pulling the rug over our feet and making us tumble down the stairs when Kafumo is in fact not okay. Kinda like how Scream did with its Psycho with its main girl, you know? She was supposed to be the main girl, but then she just died. Though, again, I think the implications do help its case in terms of potential. Like, how many people have got abstracted? What about these guys? Where are they? It's a creepy thought, and I hope that creepiness is just pushed further. Make me crap my pants with really terrifying designs, or set pieces as if I'm a dumb little toddler watching Coraline for the first time. Heck, maybe the show could pull off a guide where it's rendered like a 1990s video game. That would be one way to make me poo-poo in my pants and create contrast with an art style that otherwise looks really nice. Overall, this is brimming with potential. I say that throughout this review, but it's the honest truth. It's got a solid premise, likable characters, great art and presentation. It's pretty solid for a pilot. And based on the numbers this is doing, I have a feeling that we're gonna be seeing a lot more of this in the near future. So I guess you can say that the amazing digital circus is pretty amazing.